An idea conceived over 20 years ago has resulted in a world-first open ocean mussel farm and processing facility in Eastern Bay of Plenty. It's taken a huge collaborative effort from community, Whakatōhea iwi and the Crown, with wider impacts of the development being felt throughout the region.
In 2014, we started off with 20 shareholders. Here we are in 23, we've got 200 shareholders, and that's made up of the Crown, who sort of enabled the whole thing to happen. But it's the story of our iwi, our lands trusts, our community, family trusts, individual companies. And it's that collaborative way that everyone, both Māori and Pākehā, have come together to create a business in a small community. And I think that is the important thing. We haven't got it right yet, but I think we're building this company for the next generation. And that platform we're starting to set now. The facility that we've planned and built here, we have 5 different processing lines. We're only using 2 or 3 now, and the main focus is frozen half-shell mussels. We also do frozen mussel meat, and we're working with local domestic operators, and we supply product into foodstuffs. So we're developing our live fresh market around the North Island. Our frozen half-shell is all destined for the export market, and it ranges from the United States, Asia and Europe. We brought together key suppliers within our rope manufacturers and anchor designs, and it wasn't easy. And I think where we are when we started in 2014 with 10 long lines to where we are now around nearly 300, we've made a lot of changes, and it's all been working together with our teams and suppliers to set the gear up correctly. And then considering we didn't have the harbour infrastructure, we've been very fortunate that there's been investment through the Provincial Growth Fund, or Kānoa, to develop the harbour entrance here. And that's been set up with the future aquaculture development in mind.
Te Whakatōhea and the Opotiki community already had a vision, and they'd had that for over 20 years. All we had to do was get in behind it and help support and enable that to happen. To do that, what we did was we have understood that vision, and we started firstly with the Harbour Development, which is a significant investment from us, and then growing the business of the mussel factory. And then we've also wrapped around the outsides also with some social capital projects, so marae renovations, CBD upgrade, and some skills and employment opportunities as well. The government has a strategy for aquaculture for the next 20 years, and that is to grow the industry to a $3 billion annual sales industry by 2035. Now, here in the Eastern Bay, the ocean is really nutrient rich, so it's easy for us to start to achieve some of those goals over here in Opotiki. Kānoa is investing over $198 million into the Opotiki district. A significant contribution of that is the harbour development and the mussel factory. Kānoa is the investment unit for the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. We look to deliver investment into New Zealand's regions, and that is all about growing businesses, building economies and strengthening communities, and that's exactly what we're doing here in Opotiki.
We're just on the edge of the Opotiki Harbour Development site. This is a brand new development in building 2 big sea walls that go out into the sea, and then we'll open those walls up and close off the existing river mouth. It's intended to give us essentially all tides, all weather access for boats coming in and out of Opotiki, and in particular to service the mussel farms being developed offshore. The mussel boats that are currently working out of Whakatane will be able to work directly out of Opotiki, where the factory is, and so we'll have a much more contained and direct route out to the sea farms. The vision and foresight of the Whakatōhea Mussels in the 90s, which recognised the opportunity to rebuild their economy based on the sea out there, and they worked away on that, joined by Opotiki District Council as their partner, and Opotiki District Council has essentially taken responsibility for the infrastructure development which is primarily the harbour and associated works.
The impact on the community is huge. It's not just about monetary, it's about uplifting the community. Seeing younger people working on this site, they take on apprentices here, but just giving hope, and the vision has given people the hope. We can keep people working here, and hopefully when this is complete, it's just the start of many things to come. It's going to have some nice benefits recreationally, but it's going. The most importantly, it's going to bring in economic, job security, futures for young people, retaining people from Opotiki staying here, not moving away to find work, like has been happening for 20 plus years. That's going to be the benefit, and obviously there's going to be businesses creating wealth for the community.
Opotiki was a depressed town, crime, gangs, all that sort of thing, unemployment, and it was a sad situation. However, the opportunity arose that there was some water space to be got, and we looked out to the ocean, and at least the ocean, we can claim some part of the ocean and build our economy back up again from there. So that's why many people say that the risk is great. Sure, the risk is great. But for us, the biggest risk was not taking the opportunity. Yeah. So this is where we, I suppose, put 100% of our energy into getting this across the line. This is our dream, the dream of our iwi, the dream of the people, the dream of the older people. And today, after several years of hard work, that dream is no longer a dream, it is a reality.